And we are live. NashvilleLou live back on the air. It's Tides Tuesday with the game Twitchy Tides, January 21st, 2025. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. Got 4 people in right now. This first Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast. You need a minimum of 10 participants for a game to count for the leaderboard. I'll join with exclamation mark play. And I'll use my one spot with that rainbow soul the catfish. Coming up later this hour, we'll be giving away a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. Your chance to win's coming up. For this first game of the broadcast, the prize, a Warsaken camo card. In addition, a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball. Plus, a promotional item from the NashvilleLou collection. It's not set up quite yet, but we're close to having the point where I'll be ready to go with a bounty block. I haven't run one of those bounty block games in a while. Or contests, I should say. I've been doing those going back to 2022. Hope to have a burn event of some sort. Trying to promote NFLDraftProfiles.com, my new NFL draft site. Even if you don't like American football, got photos, information. But the photos, I think, really help set it apart from some of the other work I've done. People, you don't have to be a football fan. Some of those photos are amusing. I try to pick pictures that portray the person in question in a good light. So I don't want them getting beaten on a long interception or bad things happening. But where they're making a big play or smiling, if you can find somebody smiling. Some of those conferences with their media days is a big help. And you do the embeds from Getty Images, and they'll host it and provide it because they're hoping to sell some photos. They have some high-end photos they sell. It works out great. So I'm not sure why it's not letting you in, Zach. That's really strange. Because I see, use the play command I saw before you were trying, it wouldn't let you in. Apparently. So it's exclamation point play in chat. We'll have the raid here soon from MJ Owns You. Twitchy Tides. Been so much fun being part of this with Tides Tuesday. It's my 14th week of it. We got 6 people in. If we get to 10, I'll run the first game of the broadcast. Later this hour, as noted, we give it away a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. It'll be a 3-hour block. We'll do a raid over to Cartman Bra at 1 a.m. Eastern. So it gets to be midnight here in Nashville. That's when my portion of Tides Tuesday will end. And we'll raid over to Cartman Bra. We'll go into the night U.S. time. And that should be a lot of fun. We got Fawny T, Flantality, Tree Frog, Nada, Nadu 6, and Solkanar in. Seems like it's being kind of strange about who it is and isn't letting in. Let me investigate this. There's a raid from MJ Owns You. Thank you, thank you. Greetings and welcome, everybody. It's NashvilleLou Live. It's Tides Tuesday. Open for the first game of the broadcast. Make sure to do the shout out properly. Can't undo this once it's done. There goes a shout out for MJ Owns You. I imagine the bulk of you here follow MJ, but if for some reason you don't, you should do so right now, right away. Coming up later in the hour, we'll be giving away a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. We'll have in total 4 of those to give away here over the course of the next 3 hours before we do the raid over to Cartman Bra. So enjoyed watching MJ's show earlier. He had 2 games up. It was really interesting when sometimes there would be the same command for both. And one was in a regular game, the other an Aquarium Royale. But there's so many possibilities and options with Twitchy Tides. You can really make it your own and have it be unique. I've been doing this now 14 weeks of this. Been playing Twitchy Tides even longer. You'd think at some point maybe burnout would set in or you get a little tired of it. That hadn't happened. People love Twitchy Tides. There's demand for this around the clock. Sometimes I stream without notice at odd hours, testing out some things, and people will seek me out because they want to play Twitchy Tides. I love it. Love my audience. Thanks for joining me here on this Tides Tuesday. We got 25 people in. So if you're not in for this first game, go ahead and get in now with exclamation mark play. Let's go through the list of participants. We got Fawny T, Flantality, Tree Frog Nada, Nadu 6, Swim Dodge Vents, Anti-Killa, Solkanar. So I'm in there, I got in there early with that Rainbow Soul and Catfish. I'm NashvilleLou. From there, Liquid Chill. Got Cartman Bra in. We'll be doing a raid to Cartman Bra at or about 1 a.m. Eastern. From there, Kiyoshi Nobu, Bo Reddington, Taryn Lore, Musical Man. Farminius. I was saying that name incorrectly last week. I watched all my broadcasts back. The broadcaster me got drilled into my head when I broke into the radio and TV business back in the 90s. Always listen to your air checks. Always watch your broadcast back. So I caught that. So Farminius is in. Also Billy XBT, Random King, Notorious Ninja, Aegis 2017, DeBoard JS, LL Falconer, Las Vegas Ape in the house, Crypto Gamer, Dragon Rider, Chur, Kyung Wei, CMC Ski, hey there, Autumn's Toys, and Zach Bonifer. We got 29 players. So for the winner of this first game of the broadcast, it'll be a Warsaken camo card, plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection that'll give you a boost in the game Meta Battler. And I hope for next week to have it ready by then with what I have planned for a bounty block. Got to make sure the prize is right and everything's set up before. Could try to get it for tonight, but it really would have been a rush, a push. Maybe I can get it before Consumer Break Show tomorrow. We'll see. To be determined. I don't want to rush that. Better to wait and get it right. So 31 players, a CTR Heels fan and Silent One. Both in. Let's go. We are Warsaken, says Kiyoshi Nobu. Indeed. Hoping to stream some Warsaken soon. I need to get back with Brandon. See if we can get a time and day set up. Play some. But right now it's Tides Tuesday. Twitchy Tides. Ostrich is in 32 players. If I win, that first place prize goes to second place. And this first game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. I get the overlay up. Oh, there we go. Take that down. Big Worm of the Hook. Eliminate CTR Heels fan and Dragon Rider. Early on, we're down to 30. Meanwhile, Pink Falacia up top. Fawny T and Terran Lore eliminated. Most of these enemies are set at a maximum of 2 kills per crossing. With the Cannonball, I have it set at 3. And it's Debo the Shark chomping away. Eliminated Autumn's Toys. Eliminated me. Down to 26. It's been a lot of fun over the past week with the newest addition to the game with those daily rewards. Been a lot of fun stuff given away with that. So we're down to 23. Ostrich, Aegis, and Silent One are all out. Liquid Chill and Musical Man out as well. We're down to 21. Now it's Pink Falacia, Zaps Kyung Wei, and Chur down to 19. Bo Reddington with that Lambo, making it rain underwater. Depth Charge. It's going to take out Anti-Killa. We're down to 18. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. Depth Charge up top. Eliminates Flantality. Down to 17. Debo. It's Debo the Shark up top. And rather remarkably, Debo misses all 17 fish. It's unusual, but it does happen in this game sometimes. Now it's Pink Felicia. Felicia's not going to miss. Zapping Crypto Gamer and Las Vegas Ape. More than half the field is out. We're down to 15. And many thanks to Las Vegas Ape, who organizes Tides Tuesday. Got some of his earlier stream. I didn't get to see the latter portion of other things I have to do from time to time. Random King and Nadu6 both got zapped by Pink Felicia. We're down to 13. Now a cannonball. That cannonball takes out LL Falconer, Cartman Bra, and Tree Frog Nada. We're down to 10. So it's a top 10 finish locked in for the remaining players on my overlay up there. There we go. Big Worm of the Hook eliminates Swim Dodge Vince. We're down to 9. Cannonball eliminated Notorious Ninja and Bo Reddington before being sent back in the other direction. We're down to 7. Debo the Shark chomps away. Takes out CMC Ski and Solkanar. We're down to 5. First game of the broadcast here on Tides Tuesday. Be with you here for a 3-hour block. We raid over to Cartman Bra at 1 a.m. Eastern. And it's Debo the Shark. Chomping away, taking out Kyoshi Nobu. We're down to the final 4. Arminius, Billy XBT, DeBoer JS, and Zach Bonifer. The last 4. Cannonball. There goes Zach. We're down to 3. Cannonball misses everybody. DeBoer JS, Farminius, Billy XBT. One of these 3 players will be the winner of this first game of the broadcast, but who's it going to be? Debo splits between Farminius and DeBoer JS. Not a lot of room there, but made it through without getting anybody. 0 kills there on that pass through for Debo the Shark. CMCski noting that Billy XBT's Shark looks like it bumped its head. Well, it's got 3 eyes, so you have a little bit different forehead shape, apparently, to account for that. Extra vision. DeBoer JS with that combo command. We began with 32. We're down to 3. And it's Debo going down Broadway. Right to left. Debo takes out Billy XBT. We're down to the final 2. It's Farminius and DeBoer JS. Who will be the winner? Depth Charge takes out Farminius, and that's the game. So congratulations to DeBoer JS. Victorious in this first Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast. So for Swim Dodge Vince on up, top 10 finishes all the way up to number 1, and your winner, DeBoer JS. Pigga, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Greetings and welcome to NashvilleLou Live. All right, so we'll go ahead and get this back open for the next game of Twitchy Tides. Exclamation point play. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the going to break one. The technical stuff sometimes trips me up here. For all my experience in broadcasting, and it seems like every time I do a live stream, I gain even more appreciation for the wonderful broadcast engineers I worked with, particularly early in my career. When you're producing a live newscast and things go awry, and they sometimes do go awry, particularly with the technical stuff, good engineer can really save you. But when you're a one-man broadcast machine like I am here, I love being able, from the comfort of my home, to broadcast to the world in high definition. The novelty still has not worn off years later for that on me, because it was never possible before. Allows for so many possibilities. So we already got 20 people at 21. Lobby's not even open for a minute. Exclamation mark play to get into this next game of Twitchy Tides. Later this hour, we'll be giving away a Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack. Your chance to win's coming up. Google AdSense finally gave me the go-ahead with the NFLDraftProfiles.com website. I bought the domain was just sitting out there. I registered it this year, like January 3rd. I'll be hyping that up a lot. The NFL draft takes place in late April, so still plenty of time between now and then, but hundreds of pages of profiles. We got 24 players in. How about those Buckeyes, says Las Vegas Ape. Sure asking, is it a feature or bug that Twitchy Tides enemies don't get announced in chat? They should. Were they not being? I tend to see, sometimes you need that, especially if there's a delay. Or you're playing an Auto Tides game where it's falling a bit behind on the sync. So, it's something like, every computer setup's different. But I'd say, by and large, Twitchy Tides, there's just so much that you can do with this from a customization standpoint. Really something. But yeah, with Ohio State, they've got 13 different players that, now some might choose to come back. They've got a little bit longer deadline. The guys in the playoff. That was an exciting game. Ohio State. I mean, it's great that we have a playoff like this, so a great team like Ohio State, because in the past, you know what would have happened? They would have finished the season with 2 losses. They would have played in some meaningless bowl game. But there's one of those like higher end ones, so there's more money behind it. Those bowl games, man, those got to go away. I know some people, I mean, look, maybe use them as special attractions, keep the big ones that people really care about, but man, that playoff's where it's at. And I think the top 4 seeds not getting a home game, that's a big negative. So at least for the quarterfinals, I know they did it because they had to appease certain the fat cats on the bowl side, but guess what? Those fat cats have lost their power. We got something a whole lot better now with that playoff. Oh, it's so great. And I had to argue for years and years. You gotta remember, I've been doing NFL draft stuff online since 2003 with DraftKings. Or even before that on my own personal website with that first mock that led to me starting DraftKings. People are arguing that two teams for a championship was fine. Just an arbitrary way of doing it. Unbeaten teams have no chance to play for a national title. And people justifying that and arguing for that just because it's the status quo. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad I don't have to make those arguments anymore. I feel like I had to fight for certain things for a long time. And now we finally got them in many cases. And if not, we're heading the right way. At least in my opinion. We're heading the right way here with 35 players in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Make that 36. Let me take the overlay down. I'll join. I have to do this in a certain order. I'll potentially end up forgetting to. It's not just the engineering side. It's slipped my mind thinking my own game side. So I try to make sure I get it. Originally with this, I didn't, but it really is more fun if I'm in just team no hands. Because if I win, the prize would go to the person below me. Let's see. I'll use, since we're talking Las Vegas Ape, I'll use the Vape Ape. Big fan of the Vape Ape. So 38 players and last chance to get in for this next game. For the winner of the prize, a Warsaken camo card. Plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball. And an item from the NashvilleLou collection. And hopefully soon to have a burn event for some of those promos. The bounty block. Hope to have that ready before next week. To be determined on that. Maybe by tonight. We'll see. But I don't want to rush it. Anyway, let's go through this list of players here. My voice hopefully will last the 3 hours. Got Autumn's Toys, Flantality, Terran Lore, Pigga, CTR Heels Fan, DeBoer JS, Kiyoshi Nobu, Notorious Ninja, Billy XBT, Farmenius, CMC Ski, Bo Reddington, Zach Bonifer, Linder77, Too High, Swim Dodge Fence, Chur, Flower, Silent One, Jeff 0079, Liquid Chill, Tree Frog Nada, Crypto Gamer, Ivanov 007, Pyong Wei, Dr. Doom, Waldo is Jesus. Thank you for the follow. So say what? Kyung Wei, Dr. Doom. Make sure I lost my place there. A Dragon Rider, Parrot 314, ages 2017. Plantality, thank you for the raid. Thank you, thank you. Give you a shout out here in a moment. We finished the list here. Drag, I love it. I love it. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching and playing and participating. We got Dragon Rider, Parrot, Aegis, Lore, Nadu6, Cesaro NLV, Fonny T, Master AIZ, Pennybags Jr., Rock Metal, hey there, Misty Rios, Las Vegas Ape with that alligator. I'm a big fan of that alligator. That's one of those that I don't have that. Oh, wish I would have gotten that one. But I like the Vape Ape. I'm in with that. Also, Random King, Azile, Ostrich, 42 players. So if I win, that first place prize goes to the second place finisher in this next game of the broadcast on Tides Tuesday. Begins now. Good luck. Depth Charge takes out Autumn's Toys and Terran War. We're down to 40. Crowded Tank. The Hook from Big Worm, Las Vegas Ape, Ostrich, and Dragon Rider all taken out there. Down to 37. Now it's Debo. Debo got sent back in the other direction. Fish fighting back. Cannonball. That Cannonball takes out Ivanov 007, Flower, and Billy XBT. We're down to 34. See, Pink Felicia. So it is showing in chat as far as the enemies go. Notorious Ninja, Azile, and Fonny T are out. We're down to 30. There's that shout out for Flantality. Many thanks for the raid. Down to 30 here in this Twitchy Tides game. Free Frog, Nada, and Nadu6 both taken out. Down to 28. Let's see if I can play a banana here with this Vape Ape. On MJ Onju's stream earlier, that banana eliminates Debo the Shark. Still spinning around. I took out 2 cannonballs with 1 banana spin. I was quite proud of myself there earlier. Now it's Debo. Debo sit back in the other direction. The fish are fighting back against the opponents. They're fed up, but those opponents have a way of coming back. Depth Charge. Ground Level takes out DeBoer JS and Flantality. Down to 26. And likewise, Flantality, much love. Really appreciate it. Pink Felicia showing no love for Kyung Wei or Silent One. Taking them out. We're down to 24. Cannonball. Cannonball got the skull treatment up there. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. And many thanks to MJ Onju for the raid. We're doing a raid at 1 a.m. Eastern to Cartman Bra. That Hook from Big Worm takes out Master A's. We're down to 23. I'll play another banana if it'll let me. There we go, free banana. Yeah. Promptly disappeared. Pigga, and Farminius taken out. Half the field is out. We're down to 21. Cannonball eliminates Misty Rios, Parrot, and CTR Heels fan. Down to 18. Trying to read what you wrote there, Flantality. Screen. Yes, chat paused on scroll. So you had trouble with your Aquarium Royale. Okay, I hear you on that. Good luck with a reboot. Computers can be tricky. We're down to 18. And it's Debo. Debo the Shark chomps away, takes out Loire, takes out Aegis. We're down to 16. So between now and 1 a.m. Eastern, we'll have 4 Tides Series 4.1 packs to give away, the first of which will be given away coming up later in the hour. Big Worm with a hook takes out Random King. It's Cesaro NLV down to 14. Many thanks to Pop Paragon, who gave me these packs to give away here live on stream on Tides Tuesday. CMC Ski gets taken out with that cannonball. We're down to 13. Cannonball. That cannonball eliminates Kyoshi Nobu and Liquid Shell down to 11. Quite the battle here. Pink Felicia eliminates Dr. Doom, so Dr. D is out. Down to 10, so a top 10 finish for these remaining players, but who's going to be the winner? I'm playing another banana. Depth charge eliminates Pennybags Jr. We're down to 9. It's Tides Tuesday. And it's Big Worm with a hook eliminating Zach Bonifer down to 8. And the hook from Big Worm eliminates my Vape Ape, also takes out Lender 77. And we're down to 6. Too high with that Needles. Glowing business end. Meanwhile, Debo the Shark eliminates Swim Dodge Vince and Jeff 0079. We're down to the final 4. It's Bo Reddington, Too High, Rock Metal, and Sure, the final 4. Big Worm eliminates Too High down to 3. Sure, Rock Metal, and Bo Reddington with that Lambo. Make it a rain. Pink Felicia going right to left up top. Eliminates Chur and Bo Reddington. Congratulations, Rock Metal. Victorious here in this second game of the broadcast. All right, good game. So for the top 10, Pennybags Jr. on up, you got a top 10 finish all the way up to number 1. And your winner, Rock Metal. Back open now for our next Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast with exclamation point play in chat. That fish you see on the screen there below the Tides Tuesday logo is Lulu. I adopted Lulu as my go-to mascot. Name is very similar to mine. It's got the purple in there. It's got a cool command name with Dream. Anyway, that's why it's there. Had it there last week. For my slate, I've got Bruno. You can still see the tank in the bottom right. There's Bruno. See the Tides Tuesday. That's a good time to talk about the Tides Tuesday lineup we had. My sleep schedule's a bit upside down, as usual. But I was up and able to see NFT Dealer stream. That started at 5 a.m. Eastern today at Twitchy Tides TV, which is always informative. Pop Paragon will pass along some valuable information. The online in. Las Vegas Ape, that first part of a double shot. Ricky creates. And Welsh. Vegas back on again. Then MJ started a little bit earlier than that. Then my portion of it started here about a half hour ago. Here we are with 16 people in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. You can join the list by typing exclamation mark play in chat. I tell you what, for Ohio State, they had to earn it. Talking with Las Vegas Ape about the Buckeyes win last night. It gets a little bit confusing for non-Americans when I start talking about college sports because kind of a uniquely American thing. As usual, the exploitation of young people to make millions for the older, richer folks. The way it goes. American rulemakers love to ban things for young people. But you've also got a situation now where it's so flipped around that somebody like Carson Beck, who was a really good quarterback at Georgia, instead of going to the NFL, he's gotten $3 million plus a lot of other endorsement deals to play another year of college ball with the Miami Hurricanes. And this stuff used to be forbidden. Like, this was stuff that would get programs in trouble. We got SMU the death penalty, and it's taken SMU decades to get back to the point of being competitive. Anyway, there's not really much of an equivalent outside of that. But it's something people care about a great deal. It's funny because for all the work I do with that, I'm somewhat of a college football agnostic, considering my alma mater, University of Evansville, dropped football in 1997, after the 97 season. And that was my junior year. They didn't tell us ahead of time it was going to happen either. So it was kind of it was an early lesson of the reality of this is sometimes a cold and cruel world. Just the reality of they didn't want people like complaining in the midst of the season or some sort of uproar, so they kept it quiet. I don't blame them. It was a non-scholarship. Evansville's got 2,500 students. With Title IX, it didn't make sense. They added women's soccer in 1993, and so they ended up dropping football. And the women's soccer program, thinking of Coach Lyon, who passed away recently, who was a really good men's player at Evansville, was the first women's coach, and was a coach for all the games I called as a college student with very little experience, calling soccer games on the radio. And not like some little 50-watt station out of a closet, but a full FM station that the University of Evansville had with WUEV radio. Another early broadcasting lesson was having to pronounce WUEV. That's kind of a tough one to say. Now, sadly, they don't own that station anymore. They've sold it, but it was a major draw to help bring me there. So we got 26 players in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. If you're not in now and you want in, go ahead and get in right now, right away. I'll take that overlay down. I'll join talking about the Lulu fish. I'll get in with Lulu, and I've got the third spot of my Twitchy team. Remember, you can set 5 different fish with your Twitchy team. So 28 players in. So for the winner of this next game, the prize: a Warsaken camo card, plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. It'll give you a boost in the game Meta Battler, and hopefully soon we'll have a bounty block going that double as a burn event for some of those promo items. All right, so let's go through the list of players here, and then we'll get this next game going. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. We got CTR Heels Fan, Beat Puppet, Funkin' Crypto, Notorious Ninja, Too High, Walk the Grid, Terran Lore, Ages 2017, Misty Rios, Bo Reddington, Barmenius, Jeff 0079, Parrot, Liquid Chill, Free Frog Nada, Crypto Gamer, Viper Czar, Dr. Doom, Yoshinobu, Random King, Dragon Rider, Young Wei, DeBoer JS, Master AIZ, me, NashvilleLou with the Lulu Fish, Cesaro NLV, Silent One, Loire, Poppinstock, hey there, Zach Bonifer, Autumn's Toys, sure, that's 32 players. If I win, that first place prize goes to the second place finisher. Double check my notes. All right, we're good to go. Game number 3 of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. Early on Crypto Gamer taken out. We're down to 31. The hook from Big Worm takes out Tree Frog, Nada, and Funkin' Crypto. Down to 29. The game is Twitchy Tides. And there's a Cannonball taking out Parrot, Meat Puppet, and Notorious Ninja. We're down to 26. We really need Twitch to add Twitchy Tides as a gaming category on here. It really irks me that I can't choose that. It's a game I'm playing on this stream. We're 80 plus deep here right now. Plus whoever's watching over on Kick, hello to you as well. And I'm going to go with strategy games because people who decide the things have not allowed Twitchy Tides to be listed just yet. Walk the Grids out along with Jeff and Farmenius down to 21. Pink Felicia zaps Pop and Stalk and Dr. D. They're out. We're down to 19. See if I can use that dream command here with my Lulu fish. There we go. Meanwhile, Pink Felicia. Yoshinobu is out along with Bo Reddington. We're down to 17. 4JS for that combo command. Toxic from Zach Bonifer's fish. Cannonball, Random King, Too High, and Misty Rios are all out. We're down to 14. Debo the Shark, eliminates Terran, Lore, and Silent One. Down to a dozen. Depth Charge eliminates Cesaro and LV. We're down to 11. Cannonball. That takes out Sure, Dragon Rider, and Autumn's Toys. We started with 32. We're down to 8. Everyone remaining's got a top 10 finish or even a top 8 finish, but who's going to be the winner? Depth Charge eliminates Kyung Wei and Master Ace. We're down to 6. Pink Felicia. Zach Bonifer gets zapped. We're down to 5. What's that dream command again? Vipers are that Radiance command turned the Cannonball back in the other direction. Depth Charge. Eliminates C-Char Heels Fame. We're down to 4. But I see what was being said before about it not listing in chat the enemy reveals. That's interesting. Okay, Pink Felicia coming through. Sitting back the other direction by DeBoer.js and that combo command. So I'm in there along with Lore, DeBoer.js, Vipers are the final 4. Sometimes it's helpful for explaining what happened when I was looking away. Say, okay, was that a Cannonball that passed through? In this case, Pink Felicia zaps DeBoer.js and Lore. So Vipers are going to get the prize either way. It's down to me and Vipers are. If I win, of course, prize goes to second place. Depth Charge. Lulu. The navigational skills to get around it. A freeze from Viper's R. A little bit tougher angle here for Lulu. Depends how high you catch it on the bounce. Ooh, tough angle here. Can Lulu make it back around again? Look at that. Dexterity. Viper's R, well, disappeared. The battle continues. Final 2. Viper's R's getting the prize. Pink Felicia. This may do it right here. You lose and get boxed in. That will do it. So that's the game. Congratulations. Vipers are victorious here. This third game of the broadcast. All right, so for Dragon Rider on up, a top 10 finish. all the way up to number 1, and your winner, Vipers are. Open now for our next game of Twitchy Tides. I'm going to go ahead now and get ready to take my hourly break. That's the wrong one to bring up. That's the one. All right, it's about a 5-minute break here. Exclamation point play to get in. You'll want to stick around for this next game because for this next game, the winner will receive a Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack. I put my notes here, pack in parentheses, so I don't, lest I forget later. It's about a 5-minute break, then we'll get back at this next game with the winner. Gonna get a Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack. It's Tides Tuesday. I love Tides Tuesday. It's NashvilleLou Live. Stay tuned. right, back on headset with you here on NashvilleLou Live. It's Tides Tuesday, playing the game Twitchy Tides. Got 35 players in for this next game with a Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack on the line. So if you're not in now and you want in, go ahead and type !play in chat. I'm not sure, OG Daddy, asking about the transaction fees or the CPU. I can't speak to that. I'm not sure. Know this. I'm about to type !play. See, even I get, on my own show, I get checked. Pickney, we're kind of sus about you, pal. But it really does pick at random, so. I mentioned with the slate. Got Bruno up there on the slate. You see that Tides Tuesday lineup for today. Cartman Brock coming up 1 a.m. Eastern. A little more than 2 hours from now. All-day event. It's Tides Tuesday, so 37 players. For the winner of this next game, the prize is a Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack. In addition, item from the NashvilleLou collection. They'll give you a boost in the game Meta Battler. Soon I hope to have a burn event. Those promo items. Hopefully have that before next week's show. The details ahead on that. Let's go through this list of participants and we'll get this next game going here. Got Billy XBT, Meat Puppet, Swim Dodge Vince, Funkin' Crypto, Farmidius, Liquid Shell, Walk the Grid, Yoshinobu, Misty Rios, Viper Czar, Dragon Rider, Crypto Gamer, CTR Heels Fan, Zach Bonifer, Notorious Ninja, DeBoard JS, Loire, Too High, Jeff 0079, Random King, Aegis 2017, Free Frog Nada, Autumn's Toys, Bo Reddington, Parrots, OG Daddy, For the Halibut, Young Wei, Flantality, Ostrich, Bonnie T, Cesaro NLV, Silent One, Terran Lore, Las Vegas Ape, Poppin' Stock, Ivanov 007, Chucky, and me, NashvilleLou, that Bruno. That's 39 players. The pack on the line, if I win, prize goes to second place. All right, game number 4 of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Tides Tuesday, NashvilleLou Live. Thrilled to have you with me here. Cannonball takes out Ivanov 007, Las Vegas Ape, and Loire. So early on down to 36. A wide variety of fish in there. Another Cannonball. I'm out, so is Meat Puppet. We're down to 34. A depth charge eliminates Farmidius and Too High. Down to 32. Flantality hits the depth charge, and we're down to 31. Depth charge. There goes Aegis along with Tree Frog Nada. Down to 29. Depth charge. Bo Reddington and Funkin' Crypto are both out. We're down to 27. It's Twitchy Tides and Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. Cannonball. Cannonball. Ostrich is out. So is Jeff 0079 along with Zach Bonifer down to 24. Cannonball up top. Got stopped in his tracks, but that thing's still hot. It's got 3 more kills left in this pass through. Well, apparently dealt with there, sit back the other direction. So we're down to 24. That depth charge. I'll take out Autumn's Toys. Down to 23. This is Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. Depth charge. That takes out Random King and Viper Czar. We're down to 21. Pink Felicia. Up top, going right to left. Cesaro NLV and Silent One both zapped. They're out. We're down to 19. More than half the field is out. Cannonball. That takes out Dragon Rider, Fawny T, and Kiyoshi Nobu. We're down to 16. Going on that corner down there with Karen Lord chilling down there with that sheep. The depth charge takes out 4 the halibut. We're down to 15. I noticed that in chat this time it is showing the when the enemies are showing up, it is announcing it in chat. So I'm not sure why I didn't on that prior game. They've been working on stuff. They're always improving and tweaking Twitchy Tides, make it even better. We're down to 13. The DeBoer JS and Notorious Ninja, the last 2 out. Depth charge takes out OG Daddy down to a dozen. Cannonball. That Cannonball eliminates Taryn Lure, Billy XBT, and Poppin' Stalk. We're down to 9. So everybody left's got a top 10 finish, but who's going to be the winner? Comes Debo. It's Debo the Shark, ground level, or close to it. Eliminating CTR Heels fan and Kyung Wei. We're down to 7. That's the max kills for this crossing for Debo, so no further damage to be caused, at least there. This battle with a pack on the line for the winner. Cannonball takes out Walk the Grid and Misty Rio, so we're down to 5. Pink Felicia up top. Zaps Chucky. And we're down to the final 4. Swim Dodge Vince, Parrot 314, Liquid Shell, and Crypto Gamer. The final 4. Swim Dodge with that clone command. I guess it's not letting you do that so quickly there. Not familiar with a clone, but there's the sheep. And there's Pink Felicia taking out Liquid Shell. We're down to 3. It's Crypto Gamer, Parrot 314, and Swim Dodge Vince. The last 3. Here comes Debo the Shark. Parrot using that roar command, sending Debo back in the other direction. And then back around again. This battle with a pack on the line. Series 4.1 pack. There's that clone command. Swim Dodge Vince with that sheep. It's translucent. There's Big Worm with a hook. Big Worm gets Parrot and Crypto Gamer, so that's the game. Congratulations. Swim Dodge Vince, victorious here in this 4th game of the broadcast and the winner of a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. All right. All right, so my notes are caught up now. Pop and Stock on up, a top 10 finish. All the way up to number 1, and your winner, Swim Dodge Vince, victorious. Back open now for our next game of Twitchy Tides with exclamation point play in chat. Hey, thank you for playing, Swim Dodge Vince. Thanks, everybody. Our prizes will be sent out shortly after the conclusion of the broadcast. So be looking for that a little later on here after the broadcast is complete. Okay, it'll come from my fulfillments wallet. That's where I send the bulk of the prizes that are won here on NashvilleLou Live. If there's any question about it, if anything was sent out or to whom, it's right there. It's quite nice. We're open now for our next Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast. For this next game, the winner will receive a Warsaken camo card. plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball, along with an item from the NashvilleLou collection. Coming up in our next hour, we're having another Twitchy Tides pack giveaway. And we'll have 2 packs to give away in our final hour. We'll do a raid over to Cartman Brawl. That'll be around 1 a.m. Eastern. It's Tides Tuesday, goes into the night U.S. time. And the way it works with Twitchy Tides and those daily chests that you can get, there's 3 different tiers depending on how well you do, not only with the Twitch games, but also with staking, as far as how many fish you have, and you have staked as far as that goes. In addition to that, you've got the, what is it, the PvP, those battle bowls. I think it's interesting with the battle bowls trying to manage the energy. Because for those Aquarium Royale games, there's a certain, they can use one of your energy points, and those automatically reset every 72 hours. But it's smart because it encourages people not only to play, but to play multiple facets, to also get involved with staking some fish. Remember, you can play for fun and not have to worry about any sort of wax wallet or any sort of giveaways or anything if you just want to play for fun. And I've talked about that before, about how important I believe that is, where everybody can play. You don't have that barrier of entry, somebody that maybe right now they don't want to set up a wax wallet, I don't want to bother with anything. If I can play now, great. If not, whatever. But if you want to learn how to set up a wax wallet, there's information within Twitchy Tides. TwitchyTides.io is the website. Most of you already know that, but I know there are new people tuning in all the time. Spell it correctly, that would help. TwitchyTides.io. 5 different names of fruits. I'm not much for working in challenges like that. I could try. The thing with my style, though, is I kind of just go with what I'm seeing, not try to... If I gimmick it up too much, it kind of undermines me a bit. But maybe we can see. I don't know. It's... It's enough of a challenge to keep track of the various fish in the given game. It's such a wide variety. Yes, banana is an easy one. If you got the, I can use the. I'll at least get banana there. I can use the vape ape this time. We got 19 people in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. As we hit 11 p.m. Eastern, a quick reset. It's Tides Tuesday. This is NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. Our second hour of this 3-hour block to go raid in 2 hours over to Cartman Brawl. It's noted Tides Tuesday. You can see the fish continue to enter the game in that bottom right corner. But this is the slate that I have for this broadcast. That's Bruno right there. So we started with NFT Dealer at 5 a.m. Eastern. Here we are many hours later with me. We're not done at 1 a.m. Eastern. That's when Cartman Brawl takes over. It was until to be determined into the night. So we got 24 players in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Overlay down. I'll go ahead and use the Vape Ape. I'll join with exclamation point play, and I'll choose the number 2 because Vape Ape is in that 2 spot, my Twitchy team. Remember, you can set 5 different fish, numbers 1 through 5 for easy cycling. Okay, this time I want to use this one. And it looks a little bit squished, but that's because it's got the vapor behind it. That's the Vape Ape. All right, so 25 players. So last chance to get in with exclamation point play for this game. Let's talk about who's in here. We got Taryn Lure, Flower, Billy XBT, Kyung Wei, Swim Dodge Vince, Azile, Meat Puppet, Too High, Kiyoshi Nobu, Parrot 314, Poppin' Stock, Fun Crypto, Notorious Ninja, Zach Bonifer, Silent One, Viper Czar, Flantality, Cesaro NLV, Dr. Doom, Cartman Bra. We'll be doing a raid over to Cartman in a couple of hours. Musical Man, Chucky, Free Frog Nada, Fonny T, Walk the Grid, Sure, and me, NashvilleLou with the Vape Ape. That's 27 players. I win. There's 28 Bo Reddington, so it's a Warsaken camo card. Plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball. Plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. If I win, all that prize pack goes to the second place finisher. And this fifth game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides. It's Tides Tuesday. NashvilleLou Live. And it's Debo the Shark chomping away, taking out Parrot and Fonny T. We're down to 26 early. I'll use the banana command. That Vape Ape. Cannonball. Chucky's out, so it's Musical Man and Viper Czar down to 23. Debo gets sent back the other direction. We're playing second banana. I'll play a second banana. Or I'll try. I've got a cooldown. It's even for me. No special rights here. No exceptions, pal. There we go. Second banana. Big Worm with a Hook takes out Kiyoshi Nobu, takes out my Vape Ape. We're down to 21. The Hook. Big Worm eliminates Chur and Bo Reddington. Down to 19. The Hook again. Big Worm putting in the work, taking out Cesaro NLV and Funkin' Crypto. Down to 17. Depth Charge. There goes Dr. Doom and Poppin' Stock. Down to 15. This game is Twitchy Tides. Here on NashvilleLou Live. Depth Charge. There goes Too High. Along with Billy XBT. We're down to 13. More than half the field is out. Debo. Chomping away. Taryn Lure and Cartman Bra. Both eliminated. Down to 11. Later this hour, we'll be giving away another Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. Your chance to win's coming up. Up top, Debo. It's Debo the Shark. Swim Dodge gets chomped before Debo gets sent back in the other direction. We're down to 10, so it's a top 10 finish for everybody still in the game. But who's going to be the winner? Big Worm hiding on that right side of the screen. And just a snag Tree Frog Nod, and we're down to 9. Notorious Ninja with a cherry red. Meanwhile, Pink Felicia comes through. Silent One. See, it's forced if I try and force in fruit names, and I can't pull that off. I'm not very good at gimmicks. Down to 8. Let me do my thing. It's Tides Tuesday. NashvilleLou Live. Pink Felicia. Up top going right to left. Azal with that bubble might bounce Felicia back the other direction, but the damage already done. Kyung Wei and Flantality both taken out. We're down to 6 players remaining. Depth Charge hiding by that coral is going to zap Azile. Also take out Walk the Grid, that chain reaction. We're down to the final 4. It's Notorious Ninja, Flower, Meat Puppet, and Zach Bonifer. Flower. That foo-foo fish got hooked. by Big Worm, and we're down to 3. Meat Puppet, Notorious Ninja, Zach Bonifer. Who's going to be the winner? Up top, it's Debo the Shark. Debo going to take out Zach, and we're down to the final 2. Meat Puppet and Notorious Ninja. Pink Felicia working low. Zaps Meat Puppet, and that's the game. So congratulations, Notorious Ninja gets the victory here in this Twitchy Tides game. All right, so Tree Frog Nada on up. Top 10 finish, all the way to number 1. And your winner, Notorious Ninja. Just like that, back open for our next game of Twitchy Tides with exclamation point play in chat. I had an invitation to do this interesting gig. It didn't work out. I'm not going to be able to do it. But at my high school alma mater, Father Ryan High School in Nashville, they're having this, if they're amateur wrestling, I guess they're having some sort of big presentation or production for it, and they wanted like a ring announcer. I'm not quite Howard Finkel or Gary Michael Capetta. If only I could have a catchphrase like Michael Buffer. But ring announcing is a little bit of a different skill set than play-by-play or color commentary, because the crowd can hear you. I mean, the crowd can hear you. It's a little bit of a different dynamic. So it would have been a lot of fun to be part of that. I need to talk to Tyler Shoup, who's actually in the pro wrestling business, but he went to Father Ryan. Like he was on the Father Ryan football teams when I was up in Huntington, West Virginia, and Columbus, Ohio, working in TV, so I didn't get to call his games, but I want to chat with him a little bit. It's a tough business. Notoriously hostile to outsiders. Guys play a pretty heavy physical toll. Or something that's a work, you know, it's fake. Of course, it's a show, but man, all those hard landings, Tiger Driver 91 on your neck. One of those, I mean, my neck would just be pulverized. No thanks. We got 21 players, and thank you for the cheer. Thank you, thank you. Another cheer from Waldo. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Welcome to NashvilleLou Live. We got 22 players in already for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Winner of this next game will receive a Warsaken camo card, plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. Gives you a boost in the game Meta Battler. Also be useful for, hope to have ready to go before next week's show with the bounty block. I've been doing bounty blocks going back to at least 2022, if not even before that. So I've been using that interface for a while. But I was waiting on the go-ahead from Google AdSense for NFL draft profiles. It's a lot more of a robust test they put through compared to the early days of Google AdSense circa 2003, where it's kind of just, okay, you're good, go. This one they took 3 weeks, but they gave me the okay, so now I can really start to promote it the way that I want to. So we have 27 players in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Again, many thanks to MJ Owns You for the raid earlier. We'll be doing a raid over to Cartman Bra. Be coming up at 1 a.m. Eastern. So later this hour, we'll be giving away another Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. We'll have 2 to give away in our third hour. Your chance to win's coming up. We got 29 players in. Let's take this overlay down. I'll join with exclamation point play, and I'll use the rainbow soul, the catfish. That gets us to 30. So if you want to get in this next game and you're not in yet, you should do so right now, right away, with exclamation mark play in chat. Gotta get groceries tomorrow. I'm down to limit. I mean, I can drink tap water. I'll be okay. But I've got my bottled water here, like the last one. Starting to get precariously low. Slumming it with water on the tap for a little bit. I think I'll be okay. All right, so 30 players in. Let's go through this list of participants. We've got Azile, Walk the Grid, Swim Dodge Vents, Flower, Random King, Tree Frog Nada, Meat Puppet, Chucky, Poppin' Stalk, Too High, Notorious Ninja, Churr, Cesaro NLV, Sumerian B, hello, Plantality, Terran Lore, CMC Ski, Bonnie T, Billy XBT, Viper Czar, Asteroid Eater, Dr. Doom, Bo Reddington, Dark Room War, CTR Heels Fan, Parrot, Ivanov 007, Silent One, DeBoer JS, Mocha Twitcher, me, NashvilleLou with that rainbow soul the catfish, Kyung Wei, Arminius, Funkin' Crypto. That's 34 players. If I win, make that 35 with Musical Man. So if I win, that first place prize goes to the second place finisher. Game number 6. This broadcast begins now. Good luck. We start with 35. It's Tides Tuesday. NashvilleLou Live Cannonball. He got boosted. Got zapped right away. No damage done. The fish are fighting back against the opponents. So there's Debo the Shark chomping away on CMC and Ivanov 007. We're down to 33. Debo going down Broadway. Takes out Poppin' Stalk and DeBoer JS. We're down to 31. Most of the enemies are set at a maximum of 2 kills per crossing. I've got the cannonball at 3, and you can customize that as a streamer however you like it. By opponent, even, as far as you have one where it's 1 kill max, you can have one where it's no limit. Anywhere in between. And they continue to add new and interesting and fun things to the game. The depth charge. DeBoer JS and Fonny T are out. We're down to 30. Pink Felicia up top zaps Billy XBT before getting that boost there from Too High. That Rocco. So Rocco is the red one, the boxing gloves. Socko is the blue one, like what Flantality has. Parmenius and Notorious Ninja are out. We're down to 27. Cannonball. That takes out Dark Room, Mocha Twitcher, and Tree Frog Nada. We're down to 24. Cannonball took out Churr, but then got sent back in the other direction. Here's the 9 lives command. I'll show you what that does. It just, my Rainbow Soul the Catfish gets shiny. And if I get killed in this next 6 seconds or however long it is, then I'm immediately revived. That comes in very handy if you're playing a Piranha game. Try and keep that on the low. Save us a nice surprise. So Flower and Asteroid Eater are out. We're down to 20. Debo the Shark. Viper Czar is out. So is Cesaro NLV. Down to 18. Pink Felicia zaps Parrots along with Silent One. We're down to 16. It's getting real slow and hazy over there on that right side, and the left side. No slowing down on that right side. Debo Takes out Walk the Grid and Bo Reddington. We're down to 14. Depth charge. There goes Taryn Lore. Down to 13. The 9 lives command again. The hook from Big Worm gets taken up. That kapow. That boost from Too High with the Socko fish. That's Pink Felicia. My 9 lives ran out. I'm out along with Random King, and we're down to 11. Dr. Doom with that mood command, slowing things down. Slow motion for Twitchy Tides. Players trying to hang on for a top 10 finish, if not better. Young Wei with that vape ape plays a banana, spin around there in the coral. It's Tides Tuesday. It's NashvilleLou Live. It's Big Worm with a hook. There goes Musical Man along with Flantality. We're down to 9, so a top 10 finish for the remaining players. Who's going to be the winner? Debo. Some dodge Vince. Use that dodge command. And a kapow. Debo gets taken out. The fish are fighting back. Now it's Pink Felicia. Felicia gets kapowed. Fish are fed up. They're fighting back. Cannonball. Takes out Chucky. We're down to 8. Debo up top. Got a boost, and there was a banana waiting for Debo if that didn't work. Cannonball. That cannonball takes out Too High, Sumerian B, and Meat Puppet. We're down to 5. Cannonball. There goes Azile. Down to 4, the final 4. It's CTR Heels Fan, Kyung Wei, Swim Dodge Vince, and Dr. Doom. There's a depth charge, and there goes Swim Dodge Vince. We're down to 3. Cannonball. That takes out CTR Heels Fan. Spitting name, but taken out. Final 2, it's Dr. Doom and Kyung Wei. That mood command from Dr. Doom. Look out for Pink Felicia. Or apparently not. Felicia's plan's changed. Now it's Debo. Debo the Shark. Kyung Wei, a well-timed banana. Look at that. Debo gets taken out by a banana, and the battle continues. Dr. Doom and Kyung Wei. Return of Debo. Not happy about getting shown up there by that banana. But Dr. Doom makes the bounce. Gets around Debo. Misses both remaining players. The battle continues. The final 2, Kyung Wei and Dr. Doom. Pink Felicia takes out Dr. Doom, and that's the game. So congratulations, Kyung Wei. Victorious. Game number 6 of the broadcast here on Tides Tuesday. Again, remember, prizes will be sent out shortly after the conclusion of the broadcast. Come from my fulfillments wallets on Wax. Well, if you don't have a Wax wallet, you can still play for fun. But it's even more fun if you do have one. So for Flantality on up, the top 10 finish, all the way to number 1, and your winner, Kyung Wei, 8-5. Just like that, open for our next Twitchy Tides game of the broadcast. Exclamation point play in chat. Join me again next Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. That's 0300 UTC for my leg of Tides Tuesday. Had this time slot now for the past, well, it's been more or less last 14 weeks with a little less than that as far as the full 3 hours, but it's been so much fun to be part of Tides Tuesday. People love this. It's by far my biggest draw of any show that I do at any time. And why not? It's fun. We got some fun prizes. I mean, Twitchy Tides is not a difficult game to stream as long as you have a computer that can handle it. You don't have to do the kind of play-by-play I do. I'm a sports broadcaster by trade. I've been doing this for 30 years. I'll get my certain way of doing things. Many years in television, radio, particularly as a TV news producer, I would put together a 2-hour newscast and have it timed to the second. That can get tricky. Live broadcasts, people aren't wrapping up when you give them the wrap. And then you get the office later over it because you didn't come back at 15 past the hour. You came back at 15:08 past the hour. Thank you, Funkin' Crypto. I appreciate that. That's just what I do. I see things and I'll describe. I try and make things make sense for people. That's something I enjoy doing. And that's in the world of sports broadcasting. Sometimes you'll have an audience that's expert level that maybe the other team, or like there's a playoff going on and the teams that's going to play the winner already knows they're playing the winner, so they're watching and listening. You got these expert level people paying attention, and then you've got parents, relatives, somebody's aunt or uncle, whatever, family members that don't know the sport at all. So you're trying to make where it makes sense, but you're not condescending and you're not being too insider with your phrases and making it where it makes sense, but you're not insulting anybody's intelligence. And there's a certain art to that as far as whatever the sport is. But even if you don't do that, you don't have to with Twitchy Tides. Well, I appreciate that. It works out well, I think. I go back and listen to all my broadcasts afterward. I advise anybody that streams, at least sometimes do that. Even if you don't normally make a habit of it, at least sometimes you should. You'll improve as a broadcaster. All right, so we've got 26 people in already for this next game of Twitchy Tides. So for the winner of this next game, the prize, a Warsaken camo card, plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball, and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. Gives you a boost in the game Meta Battler, in which should be useful fairly soon in a bounty block that I'm putting the plan together. I want to get the specifics ready before we roll it out. Should have it ready to go by next week. We'll see how that goes. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Should be fun. I mean, I've tried things, like I said, tried things before with bounty blocks. I was looking through just pulling up the bounty block page on my work computer. I said, what I have saved here from before, and it was like my 2022. Oh, okay. I have been doing this for a while. But I want to make sure I've got everything lined up. I want to include other streamers as well in it. Potentially, if they're interested. I've been very interested in what's going on with the development of scurvy bots. I don't have that here yet. I want to make sure, and then again, I want to plan it out before I do it. But that's something from watching Twitchy Tides TV earlier today on this Tides Tuesday. And again, I'm just part of Tides Tuesday. This 3-hour block for me, part of a much larger thing. To that end, we'll be going to Cartman Bra coming up a little more than an hour and a half from now. But time just flies in this. I feel like I've just started. Already more than an hour and a half in. We got 32 players into this next game. Let me go ahead and take the overlay down. Make that 33 and soon to be at least 34 as I'll join with exclamation mark play. What happened to the 4 spot? Was it Dreadnought? Pumpkin Rot? Yeah, Dreadvine, not Dreadnought. That's a card I've gotten Warsaken, a Dreadnought 6 or something like that. This is the Dreadvine Pumpkin Rot. So the Flame. Okay, that's why I had that in there. I knew I put it in there for a reason. And if you ever are playing Twitchy Tides and you're not sure which fish you have or what the ability is, it's exclamation mark ability. You type that in chat and it'll tell you then and there. And that's the Twitchy Tides bot that does that, so even if the streamer doesn't even, you can be speaking a different language, and hopefully have a lot of different people, a lot of different languages that are spoken with people playing Twitchy Tides. I mean, really, as long as you can get in, you don't need to understand the person necessarily to play and have fun. All right, so let's see. Did I actually get in? Yes, I did. So I was just talking about, after all that talk about Dreadvine. All right, so 37 players for this next game. Let's go through the list of participants and we'll get to it. We've got Farminius, Swim Dodge Vince, Musical Man, Kiyoshi Nobu, Funkin' Crypto, CTR Heels Fan, OG Daddy, Terran Lore, Beat Puppet, Azile, Viper Czar, Too High, Bo Reddington, Stick Fig, Flantality, Cesaro NLV, Poppin' Stock, Nashja, Notorious Ninja, Churr, Random King, Tree Frog Nada, Loire, Chucky, CMC Ski, Zach Bonifer, Young Wei, Misty Rios, Jimmy Penguins, hello, Bonnie T, Billy XBT, Silent One, Asteroid Eater, DeVore JS, me, NashvilleLou with that Dreadvine, Master Halo, JR since 82, Walk the Grid, Parrot stuck in a cooldown for 46 seconds. That's a tough one. It's one thing I do advise people to make sure when you get in for a given game of Twitchy Tides, make sure that you actually show up on screen. Or if nothing else, keep an eye on chat to see if it's going to challenge, make sure you're really there. So JR since 82 is in. A Christmas-themed fish there. Ricky creates. Parrot is in. All right, good. Want to make sure you're able to get in. Those cooldowns can be cruel, but I'm glad you got in there. So 39 players for this next game. If I happen to win, that first place prize goes to the second place finisher. Swim Dodge Vince with a live. Indeed, we're live, pal. All right, so we got 39 in for this one. Game number 7 of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. Hey, you're welcome, Parrot. Thank you for watching and playing. Thanks to everybody taking the time to watch. Twitchy Tide's a fan favorite. Cannonball takes out Farminius, Fonny T, and Loire. Early on, we're down to 36. The word continues to spread about Twitchy Tides. More and more people getting in on it. And why not? Especially on Tides Tuesday. Misty Rios and Azile. Depth charge as it's down to 34. Cannonball. Cannonball's gonna be ruthless. Swim Dodge Vince, Tree Frog Nada, and Asteroid Eater all eliminated. Down to 31. So for most of the enemies, there's the Cannonball. The Cannonball is set at a maximum of 3 kills per crossing. For the other enemies, it's a maximum of 2. And you can customize that. As a streamer, you have options. Pop and Stock, Walk the Grid, and Parrot all taken up with that Cannonball. Down to 25. The game is Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live on this Tides Tuesday. Big Worm with a hook takes out OG Daddy. And CTR Heels Fan, we're down to 23. Another hook, and there goes Cesaro NLV down to 22. Later this hour, we'll be giving away another Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack. Your chance to win's coming up. We'll have 2 more in our final hour. Cannonball. Funkin' Crypto is out, so is Silent One. Down to 20. That spook command there from Churr. Sent Debo the Shark back in the other direction. Yoshinobu with that Fin Guard command. As Pink Felicia with a zap for Meat Puppet and Billy XBT. We're down to 18. More than half the field is out. Gonna show off that flame command. Do that now. There we go. Low fire. If an enemy gets close, oh, there goes Pink Felicia. Guess Felicia wasn't close enough. There's some fire that's eventually would either go out or you'll use it as a projectile to send it toward an enemy. No projectile needed there to keep Debo away as Chur with that spook command sent the Shark back in the other direction. Cannonball on the low road. Bo Reddington is already out. Then Chur, Nash, and DeBoer JS all eliminated. Down to 13. The Hook, Big Worm, eliminates Taryn Lore, takes me out. Down to 11. Pink Felicia zaps Master Halo, along with JR since 82. We're down to 9. So the remaining players still got a top 10 finish, but who's going to be the winner? Depth charge. There goes Kyung Wei. Down to 8. The Hook from Big Worm takes out CMC Ski and Zach Bonifer. We're down to 6. Depth charge. See it there with that coral. That Rocco, 2 highs fish, barely made it past. A freeze by Kiyoshi Nobu. Players trying to stay away from that depth charge. Notorious gets past, so does Random King. We began with 39. We're down to 6. It's Tides Tuesday. NashvilleLou live. That depth charge expired. Went away. Now it's Debo the Shark up top. That boost from Morocco, the 2 high fish there. Look out, Debo. The Shark goes away for a moment. Now a depth charge, ground level. Finally went away. Players managing to avoid that depth charge. There's the hook set there by Big Worm. Gonna get Random King, and on the way up, take out 2 high as well. We're down to the final 4. Stick Fig, Kiyoshi Nobu, Notorious Ninja, and Musical Man. Depth charge. Stick Fig and that Clownfish eliminated. Down to the final 3. Musical Man, Kiyoshi Nobu, and Notorious Ninja. Depth charge up top. Good bounce out of the corner there by Musical Man, trying to avoid that depth charge. Well-timed freeze by Kiyoshi Nobu, who's heading toward it. Now the depth charge disappears. Down to the final 3 in a game that began with 39 players. Now Pink Felicia. Going left to right. Kiyoshi Nobu tried to get away. That was a valiant effort. Finally taken out. So we're down to the final 2. It's Musical Man and Notorious Ninja, the last 2. Debo the Shark. Debo takes out Musical Man, and that's going to do it. So congratulations, Notorious Ninja. Winner of 2 out of the last 3 games. Victorious here in Twitchy Tides. Quite the battle there. We had JR since 82 and up with top 10 finishes, all the way up to number 1. And your winner, Notorious Ninja. All right, back open for our next game of Twitchy Tides. I'll take my hourly break now, but you'll want to stick around because on the other side of this break, we'll have a Twitchy Tides game where the winner gets Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack. Your chance to win just on the other side of this next break. It's Tides Tuesday, Twitchy Tides, here on NashvilleLou Live. Stay tuned. right, coming back from break. NashvilleLou Live. Got 30 players in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Pull the overlay down. I'll join as well with exclamation point play. I'll use the Lulu fish. I'm a big fan of Lulu. Alright, so let's go through this list of participants here. Before we do that, this other page back up here. Try to put the notes for a pack. And specifically a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. That's the winner of this game. We'll get that, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. Alright, so let's go through the list of players. If you're wanting to play this next game and you're not in yet, you should get in right now, right away, with exclamation mark play in chat. So we got JR since, well, jump down on me. JR since 82, Stickfig, Notorious Ninja, Kiyoshinobu, Fonny T, Musical Man, Loire, DeBoer JS, Silent One, Zach Bonifer, Bo Reddington, Azile, Captain John Parakeet, Autumn's Toys, Random King, Funkin' Crypto, CMC Ski, Chucky, Brazen Blake, hello, Too High, Cesaro NLV, OG Daddy, Asteroid Eater, Tree Frog Nada, Jamie Penguins, Penny Bags Jr., Misty Rios, Flantality, me, NashvilleLou with a Lulu fish, Pop and Stalk, Parrots, Kyung Wei, Barminius, and Walk the Grid, 34 players. The winner gets a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. If I happen to win, prize goes to second place. This 8th game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. And with 34 fish and a depth charge, right away Loire's out, down to 33. We'll be giving away 2 more Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 packs coming up in our next hour, along with whoever gets the win here. Parrot and Musical Man both taken out by Pink Felicia. We're down to 31. Return of Pink Felicia. Notorious Ninja is out, so is Pop and Stalk. We're down to 29. Pink Felicia. Bottom part of the screen going left or right. Walk the Grid is out, so is Pennybags Jr. Down to 27. Laser beams. A wide variety of fish, including a scuba woofie. Cannonball. Flantality, Silent One, and Farmenius are all out. We're down to 24. Depth charge, make that 22. Azile and OG Daddy both eliminated. Cannonball. That Cannonball takes out Cesaro NLV, Captain John Parakeet, and DeBoer JS. Down to 19. The hook from Big Worm takes out Stickfig. Down to 18. Pink Felicia zaps Bo Reddington and Jamie Penguins. More than half the field is out. We're down to 16. It's Tides Tuesday. This game is Twitchy Tides. This is NashvilleLou Live. The hook from Big Worm takes out CMC Ski and Chucky. We're down to 13. Autumn's Toys out as well. Cannonball. JR since 82. Kyung Wei and Random King all eliminated. We're down to 10, a top 10 finish for the remaining fish. Remaining players. But who's going to be the winner? Depth charge. Bonnie T gets past it. Depth charge. It'll kick back on at some point, at least in theory. Finally gets zapped. Started with 34 players. We're down to 10. Depth charge takes out Tree Frog Nada, down to 9. If my fish wins, prize goes to second place. The hook. Funkin' Crypto's out. Eliminated by Big Worm, and we're down to 8. Cannonball. Takes out Brazen Blake. Takes out my Lulu fish. Takes out Fawny T. We're down to 5. Cannonball. And now we got the Doppler radar. And spin move with the laser beam. Which is technically called the pulse command in the game. We're down to 5. Make that 4. Too high. Too close to that depth charge. The final 4. It's Asteroid Eater, Zach Bonifer, Kiyoshinobu, and Misty Rios. With a pack on the line for the winner. Debo the Shark. Debo chomps away, takes out Kiyoshinobu. We're down to 3. Zach Bonifer, Misty Rios, and Asteroid Eater. Who's going to be the winner? Who's going to get that pack? Now Debo. Debo, I think, saw those laser beams and thought better of it. Got to run off, at least for the short term. Now Pink Felicia up top going left to right. Pink Felicia zaps Asteroid Eater. We're down to 2. Zach Bonifer and Misty Rios. On you two, what's going to be the winner, but who's it going to be? Depth charge. Upper right part of the screen. No missing it, that blinking red. Ominous. Yes, I know Scurvy Bot here at this point. I hope to get it at some point. Misty Rios hits the depth charge, and that's the game. So congratulations, Zach Bonifer. You get the victory. You'll be getting a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. Congratulations on the win. It was a good game. All right, so top 10 finishes for Tree Frog Nada on up, including me. Got 7th. All the way up to number 1, your winner. That Scuba Woofy. Zach Bonifer victorious. Open now for our next game of the broadcast with exclamation point play in chat. I've kind of adopted that Lulu fish as my unofficial mascot here with Twitchy Tides and Tides Tuesday. My name's Lou. That's Lulu. Notice that the purple Dream is a cool sounding command. Not a whole lot of people are going to have that particular fish when it's all said and done, so it's even more scarce. Although not to be confused with the scarce rarity in game. Anyways, exclamation point play to get into this next game of Twitchy Tides. For the winner, prize a Warsaken camo card, plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball, and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. We have 2 more Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 packs to give away. Both of those coming up in our next hour. Got a little more than an hour from now. Hour and change, as it were. But that's not going to be the end of Tides Tuesday. That's when we'll do the raid over to Cartman Bra. The fun continues. Tides Tuesday's noted. This is an all-day event. There's the slate I made. I'll try my best to make a slate for my broadcasts. Bruno hanging out there in the middle. But it started with NFT Dealer at 5 a.m. Eastern. My 3 hours there. And many thanks to MJ Onju for the raid earlier. And then Cartman Bra coming up 1 a.m. Eastern, going into the night U.S. time. So it's exclamation mark play to get into this next game of Twitchy Tides. So for people that are new to this or just watching and listening, like Lou, I don't really understand this, but it looks fun. TwitchyTides.io. Just had the link in chat there. It's TwitchyTides.io. And it's very easy on that website to learn any number of things. See how the game works. Figure out how to even get a wax wallet if that's something that's of interest that you don't have one, but you want to. It's not that tough to set it up, but it explains how to do that within TwitchyTides.io. And if you want to play for fun and not have to worry about a wax wallet, you can do that too. With exclamation mark play, or La Park, one or the other. Exclamation mark play in chat gets you. And even if you don't have a wax wallet, even if you don't want one, you just want to play for fun, you don't want to sign up for anything, don't be bothered. I get that. Luckily, you have options here. That's one of the many great things about Twitchy Tides. I tend to agree, Funk and Crypto. I mean, it's played enough times now where, because you never really get the same game twice. So the novelty in many ways never wears off, at least not for me. You never know how a given game is going to go. You can tweak it. The way it's going to perform on one stream will be different than another depending on how you have it set up. We're into Piranha mode. That's a lot different than if you have it capped at 1 kill maximum per crossing. Bit of a slower roll. I talked about it a little bit before, but you got the daily rewards with Twitchy Tides. It encourages daily gameplay, both with these Twitchy Tides games, but also the Battle Bowls, which I don't get into that much here on stream because for the purposes of the live stream, this is it right here, the Twitch element of it. But it's just one part of the, along with staking, which is essentially how many fish you have, your tank, you can get all set up. But you don't have to have that to play the game and have fun. You just want to play for fun, the game will assign you a fish, and you can do that. There are options. Maybe Crittercraft had its place. Some people still use Crittercraft. It was never a good fit for what I wanted to do. This is different. This is Twitchy Tides. This game, people seek it out at all hours. Like, I'll intentionally pick like obscure time slots just to see if I'm to test some stuff out. And people will show up. If you're live, okay, great. But like, I wouldn't think now, trying to stream without Twitchy Tides now, people are becoming to be disappointed. They're kind of trying to set my audience's expectations at a certain level. Okay, if you're coming here, this is what you're going to get. Try and be consistent with that. And yet you find ways to keep it fresh, keep it interesting. And Twitchy Tides, as is, does a great job keeping it interesting. You get the wide variety of fish. All sorts of new things keep coming out. A lot of fun with that. We got 19 people into this next game of Twitchy Tides. You can join by typing !play in chat. In our next hour, we'll be giving away 2, count them 2, Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 packs. Your chance to win's coming up. Talking about Lulu, the fish I've got up there. The big image under the Tides Tuesday logo. See, Parrot's got Lulu in for this next game. We've got 21 players. I'll go ahead now and take the overlay down. I'll join as well with !play. I'll use the Rainbow Soul of Catfish. Very few people have that, so that's a nice go-to. Although the one with the yellow stands out even more clearly. So, like for sometimes streamers will have it where you got the box in the corner, they're playing a different game for a while. And if you're not sure, because if you're like me, you're getting pulled in 1,000 different directions. Come back, okay, did I miss anything? Am I still in? It's at a glance an easy way to find a way to stand out with that. The one tier down from Rainbow, the one that's yellow. But the Rainbow one gives you that 9 lives command. That's a That's a nice little extra boost you can get. All right, so let's go through this list of participants. We got 24 players in. This next game, the prize is a Warsaken camo card, plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. Hoping to have a bounty block ready by the time next week's Tides Tuesday show rolls around. More details on that coming next week, if not sooner. But we'll have that here with next week in Tides Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Let's go through the list of participants. We got Notorious Ninja, Walk the Grid, Funkin' Crypto, Chucky, Tree Frog Nada, Zach Bonifer, Random King, Too High, Parrot 314, Billy XBT, Autumn's Toys, Pop and Stock, Cesaro NLV, JR Since 82, Asteroid Eater, Churr, Viper Czar, Swim Dodge Vents, Azile, Bo Reddington, Musical Man, me, NashvilleLou, that Rainbow Soul the Catfish, Kyung Wei, and Cartman Bra. So 24 players. We're doing a raid at Cartman in about an hour. It's midnight Eastern. Quick reset. It's NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. See Tides Tuesday, an all-day event. Lot DS6 is in. It gives us 25 players. If I win, that first place prize goes to the second place finisher. And this 9th game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides here on Tides Tuesday. NashvilleLou Live, Depth Charge. Random King and Lot DS6 eliminated early. We're down to 23. The 9 lives command with my Rainbow Soul the Catfish. Get that extra shine. If I get my fish gets killed in this next bit of time, then as what happened right there, see, watch, it'll poof back into place. Poof. There, I'm back. I'm a fan of that. Down to 22. Like, if you're in a Piranha Mode game, that could be definitely been on the OP side. So acutely aware. Meanwhile, that cannonball, acutely aware of the damage it can do. Pop and Stock, Autumn's Toys, and Zach Bonifer out. Down to 19. Pink Felicia zaps Azile and Churr. We're down to 17. Depth Charge, Walk the Grid, and Musical Man both eliminated. Down to 15. Here's that 9 lives command again. The shine again for a minute. Bo Reddington with that Lambo, making it rain underwater. Cannonball takes out my fish, which is going to poof back into place with the 9 lives. What a twist. Kyung Wei and Notorious Ninja out as well. We're down to 11. My name actually showed up in the RIP column there for a moment. Speaking of RIP, that Cannonball took out Cesaro, Chucky, Tree Frog Nada. We're down to 8. Big Worm with a hook. Bo Reddington's out. We're down to 6. 9 lives again. It's too soon. Now it's Debo. Debo the Shark. Ground level. And it looks like Debo's going to zip by my logo and leave. Missing everybody. We're down to 6. Starting with a field of 25 in this game. Later this hour, we got 2 more of those Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 packs to give away. Your chance to win's coming up. Parrot with that Lulu. And that Dream Command spun around Debo for a moment. Then Debo got his wits about him. Chomped away, took up my Rainbow Soul the Catfish, which had already been killed twice earlier in the game. Those 9 lives commands going to be really handy if you time them. But eventually, the luck ran out for me there. And look out for Big Worm with a hook. It's going to get JR. It's going to get Viper Czar as well. Down to 3. Asteroid Eater, Parrot, and Swim Dodge Vince. The final 3. All right, good night. Funkin' Crypto, thank you for playing and watching. Cannonball takes out Parrot. We're down to the final two. It's Asteroid Eater and Swim Dodge Vince, the last two. A freeze by Swim Dodge Vince. Spin move by Asteroid Eater. That faded fish. What Sensei Bullrog has going on with Faded Monsuda looks very promising. Swim Dodge Vince gets hooked, and that's the game. So congratulations, Asteroid Eater, victorious in this 9th game of the broadcast. Asteroid Eater 311 with the win. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing on this screen. I don't know how to back out of it. Hit refresh. I'm afraid what's going to happen. Stand by, please. Let me see if I can figure this out from here. Yeah, his name and welcome here, Asteroid Eater. Yeah, that's one command you won't be using here. Oh, let's see. How do we get out of this? Refresh. Okay, refreshing work. OBS Studio is sometimes a little bit... It kind of does its own thing sometimes when it comes to, hide. There we go. All right. Anyway, as I was saying, for Chucky on up, top 10 finishes all the way to number 1. And your winner, Asteroid Eater. Back open for our next game of Twitchy Tides. Exclamation point play will get you in for game number 10 of the broadcast. Coming up later this hour, we'll be giving away 2 more of those Tides, or those Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 packs on this Tides Tuesday. Yeah, Asteroid Eater, that's what I was saying. Marklar's not welcome here. I assure you, I've got good reason for that. He's not welcome here. His name isn't welcome here. So if that's a problem, then so be it. Exclamation point play get you in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Let me type this in chat, lest there be any confusion. That name is not welcome here. Got 10 players in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Exclamation point play in chat. Get you in. I love Faded Monsuda. What Sensei has going over there is great. But that command is not welcome here. If you knew the reason, you wouldn't say weird. I assure you, Asteroid Eater. Exclamation point play to get into this next game of Twitchy Tides. Got 18 people in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. The winner will receive a Warsaken camo card, plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. And that'll give you a boost in the game Meta Battler, Could be quite useful. I had planned coming up with a bounty block. Should have that ready before next week's show. And for those unfamiliar with bounty block, that's a platform you can use for contests, for giveaway events, and you can set to do all sorts of things for people, tasks that they can do. And it's usually, stuff that's typically going to be easy to do, like following somebody on Twitch. Doesn't cost anything, but it certainly helps. A little extra encouragement, not a bad thing. People that are already following you, great. That's one more they can check off the list, no problem. But I want to make sure it's set up properly before I do it, so I didn't want to rush into it today. So it's ! Play to get into this next game of Twitchy Tides. It's really something. The response for Twitchy Tides has been unlike anything I've ever seen with live streaming. Now, certainly sports events I've done for certain schools or pro teams, that's been a lot of attention in a different way. But as far as a live stream that I do here on Twitch, Twitchy Tides has been just a wonderful thing. But especially on Tides Tuesday, got some nice prizes to give away. We got a bunch of fun people in the mix. It's a great time. The 3 hours usually just flies right by. Case again tonight, less than an hour to go until my part of it ends, but it's not going to be over at top of the hour. We'll be doing a raid over the Cartman Bra. The phone continues into the night U.S. time. Here on this Tides Tuesday, we got 22 people in for this next game. Make that 23 and soon to be more, because I'll take the overlay down. Type !play. The Bruno, that's what I... With the slate for this broadcast, got Bruno right there. It's all right, we'll use Bruno some. Work him into the mix. That Tides Tuesday I was talking about started with NFT dealer at 5 a.m. Eastern. And it's going to continue. Top of the hour, 1 a.m. Eastern. It's Cartman Bra. So we're looking forward to that. Looking forward to this next game with 24 participants in. Did I get in? Yes, I did. Just talking about Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. We will here. Let's go through the list of players. We'll get to this next game shortly here. We got Chucky, Tree Frog Nada, JR since 82, OP Influencer, Viper Czar, Barmenius, Cartman Bra, CMC Ski, Bo Reddington, Swim Dodge Vents, Zach Bonifer, Walk the Grid, Musical Man, Pennybags Jr., Bonnie T, SDME123, Parrot 314, Kyung Wei, Asteroid Eater, Azile, me, NashvilleLou, with Bruno, DeBoer JS, Notorious Ninja, Yoshinobu, Billy XBT, and Random King. 26 players. Make that 27. Churrs in. So if I win, that first place prize goes to the second place finisher. And this 10th game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. We've got 2 more of those Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 packs to give away. I'll be coming up later in the hour. Early on, OP Influencer and Pennybags Jr. both eliminated. We're down to 25. The hook from Big Worm takes out Swim Dodge Vince and Zach Bonifer. Down to 23. Pink Felicia. Up top going left to right. Zaps Chur and Kyung Wei. Down to 21. Bonnie T and Chucky Chomped away there by Debo the Shark, down to 19. Debo the Shark eliminates JR since 82 and Vipers are down to 17. Welcome to Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live with Twitchy Tides. I have so much fun with this. Cannonball up top. I'm sure Vipers are was already out, but I know Farmenius and DeBoer JS got knocked out there by the Cannonball. We're down to 15. Make that 13. Big Worm of the Hook. Cartman Bra and Random King eliminated. More than half the field is out. We're down to 13. What's the command for Bruno? Is it Grave? Notorious Ninja and Walk the Grid are out. We're down to 11. Bruno might not have his ability. I'm not sure. But thank you, Asteroid Eater. Yeah. So it's a top 10 finish for the remaining players, but who's going to be the winner? It's Pink Felicia. Kind of waiting for the enemies to show back up. As they regroup, Tree Frog, Nada, and Musical Man both eliminated. We're down to 8. Depth Charge, Kiyoshi Nobu is out. We're down to 7. Depth Charge takes out Billy XBT. We're down to 6. Depth Charge. That eliminates SDB 1, 2, 3. We're down to 5. Big Worm, the Hook. Takes out Azile. But that's it. Is Bo Reddington able to move out of the way in time? That's interesting, Cartman. He's still been pulled with a special fish yet from the digging. Depth Charge takes out my Bruno. Bruno's out. We're down to 3. CMC Ski, Parrot, and Bo Reddington. One of these last 3 is going to be the winner, but who's it going to be? Bo Reddington. Walk of shame to the ATM. Make it rain. The Hook with Big Worm is barely protruding there on that left side of the screen, but that's the threat right now. For Parrot, Bo Reddington, and CMC Ski, the last 3 in there. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. There goes Big Worm. Finally giving it up there on that left side. Now it's Pink Felicia. Coming right behind Bo Reddington. Pink Felicia zaps Parrot. Pink Felicia zaps Bo Reddington. So congratulations, CMC Ski. Victorious. In this 10th game of the broadcast. Bait fish indestructible, says CMC Ski. Solid right there. All right, so top 10 finish for Tree Frog Nada on up. All the way to number 1, and your winner. CMC Ski 1, 2, 3. Back open for another Twitchy Tides game. I'm going to now take my hourly break. And this will be my last one of the broadcast. On the other side of this break, we'll be giving away another Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack. Your chance to win's coming up. On the other side of this break, we'll have more Twitchy Tides. And we'll close the show with a game with a pack on the line as well. So 2 more opportunities to win between now and we do the raid over to Cartman Bra top of the hour. It's Tides Tuesday. Twitchy Tides here on NashvilleLou Live. Stay tuned. right, back from break. It's NashvilleLou Live. It's Tides Tuesday. Got 23 players in for this next game. I'll join as well. It gets to 24. For the winner, the prize item from the NashvilleLou collection and a Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack. Here's my Rainbow Soul the Catfish. That gets us to 24. Make that 25. We'll go through the list of participants. And we'll get to this next game. Pack on the line. If I win, it goes to second place. We'll have one more pack to give away before the end of the broadcast as well. So, 2 chances to win starting with this game. Let's go through the list of players. Got CMC Ski, Billy XBT, Dr. Doom, Tree Frog Nada, Hellacious Z, hello, Carbon Bra. We would have rated Carbon here before too long. SDB123, Kiyoshi Nobu, Azile, Lot DS6, Random King, Farminius, Zach Bonifer, Tabor JS, Viper Czar, Notorious Ninja, Poppinstock, Petty Bags Jr., Lord Zuku, Autumn's Toys, me, NashvilleLou, that Rainbow Soul the Catfish, RCP ADG, Thesaro NLV, Chucky, Young Wei, Walk the Grid, Swim Dodge Vince. That's 27 players. The Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack on the line, along with an item from the NashvilleLou collection. 27 players. If I win, the prize goes to second place. Sure, I'll give you 11 seconds to get off the cooldown. The bouncer can be stiff. Let's see, that get Churr in? Indeed. Remember 28. This next game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. Big Worm with a Hook takes out Tree Frog Nada and Hellacious Z. Down to 26. Debo the Shark, chomping away, taking out Kiyoshi Nobu and Billy XBT. Down to 24. Special thanks Carl Casey at Whitebat Audio, who makes much of the great background music I use here on NashvilleLou Live. Up top, a Cannonball. Takes out Petty Bags Jr., Lot DS6, and Notorious Ninja. We're down to 21. Use the 9 lives command. Sparkle to my fish there for a moment. That Rainbow Soul the Catfish. Tabor JS taken out, down to 19. Poppinstock eliminated by that depth charge, down to 18. Hello, Just Tony. Greetings and welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to NashvilleLou Live. This Tides Tuesday with a pack on the line here in this game. And one more pack to give away before the end of the broadcast. So Zach Bonifer's out. We're down to 16. Cannonball takes out SDB123 before being sent back in the other direction. Down to 15. Pink Felicia takes out Viper Czar. Half the field is out. Down to 14. Thesaro NLV with that Lambo making it rain. Meanwhile, Cannonball coming through. I'm out, so is Dr. Doom, so is Lord Zuku. We're down to 11. Cannonball took out Azile and Churr. So a top 10 finish for the remaining players, but who's going to be the winner? The Hook from Big Worm takes out Swim Dodge Vince, down to 8. A pack on the line in this game. Death charge. There goes Farminius, down to 7. Depth charge. There goes CMC Ski. We're down to 6. Pink Felicia going right to left. Zaps Walk the Grid and Chucky. So we're down to 4. It's RCP ADG, Cartman Bra, Autumn's Toys, and Cesaro NLV. Well, these 4 players is about to win a pack, but who's going to be the winner? Here comes Pink Felicia. That super spin from Autumn's Toys. Pops Felicia. At least for the short term. Cartman Bra making it rain with the Lambo. Pair of Lambos left on the final 4. Here comes Felicia again, right to left. Spin move by Cesaro. But Cesaro gets taken out along with RCP ADG. We're down to 2. Cartman Bra and Autumn's Toys, the final 2. Trying to read Autumn's Toys' name there on the spin. Autumn's with the bounce, hitting the depth charge, and that's the game. Congratulations, Cartman Bra. We're doing a raid over to Cartman at top of the hour. But for now, Cartman Bra, the winner of this game, should be getting a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack. So congratulations on the victory. For this, prizes will be sent out shortly after the conclusion of the broadcast. Here on NashvilleLou Live. So for Chur on up, a top 10 finish, all the way to number 1, and your winner, Cartman Bra. Back open now for our next game with Twitchy Tides with exclamation point play in chat. Just type exclamation mark play in chat to get in for this next game. For the winner of this next game, the prize, a Forsaken camo card. In addition, a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball, and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. That'll give you a boost to the game Meta Battler. That should prove useful for what I'm got tentatively planned for a bounty block that should be ready by Tides Tuesday of next week, if not sooner. Would certainly cover next week's show, if nothing else. It's exclamation mark play to get in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. Well, it's exclamation mark play in chat to get in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. It's Tides Tuesday. Reason to look forward to Tuesdays. This day-long event. Well, let's slate it for a moment. You can still see people entering the game there, the fish in that bottom right corner, but on the slate, and you see Bruno there. Not Bruno earlier, one of those. Get a couple of pulls from that Twitchy Tides TV scurvy bot. And blend up like I did and get yourself a Bruno. But that Twitchy Tides lineup is what I was talking about, the Tides Tuesday streamer lineup. Start at 5 a.m. Eastern. Cartman Bra might go until 5 a.m. Eastern, to be determined. But starting top of the hour, we'll do a raid there coming up. Got 19 people in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. You can join the list by typing exclamation mark play in chat. Even if you've never played before, you don't have any fish, whatever, the game will assign you a fish. If you want to play for fun, you don't have to have a wax wallet. You can still participate if you'd like. If you want to just watch, you can do that too. Still going 70 strong on the other side of 12:30 a.m. Eastern. I love it. People around the world love Twitchy Tides. It's immune to the normal rules of broadcasting. Think of like Sunday night being just like a death slot in radio. You got the right product, you got the right interest. And particularly with a worldwide audience. Those old rules. It goes against my instincts sometimes. Because the years in broadcasting, get used to thinking of things in a certain way, but live streaming is a different animal. Certainly from an audience standpoint. You can reach the world, and I love it. 22 players in for this next game. But I've been putting a lot of time in with that NFLDraftProfiles.com website. You see it up there in the rotator in that top right corner. All right, so we got 24 players in for this next game. Soon we'll add at least one more to that list. I'll bring the overlay down. I'll join with exclamation mark play, and I'll use that Lulu fish again. Got the 3 spot. See, even I get checked on my own stream. Exclamation human. And I'm in. So I advise players to be sure that your name pops up on screen when you get in for anybody's game of Twitchy Tides. Sometimes the bot will challenge to make sure you're a real person, not just a script or bot versus bot. And that stuff gets real complicated. But luckily, it's very easy to play and to stream Twitchy Tides. You don't even have to say anything if you don't want to. You just have the game going. You can make it your own. You don't have to make it. I love it full screen. I love the way the artwork is in this game. I want to see it in that high detail. But some people want it in a smaller box with other elements on stream. And they've got that option. You've got so many options as a live streamer with Twitchy Tides. And the response is unlike anything I've ever seen from a video game. And it's not even one that has a category yet. Can you imagine what it's going to be like once we get Twitchy Tides as a category here on Twitch? Look out. We're going to have some fun. At least I think so. All right, let's go through this list of players. For this next game, let me maneuver this around. Okay, yeah. Game number 12 of the broadcast. Prize a Warsaken camo card, plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. We've got Billy XBT, Tree Frog Nada, Chucky, Jess Tony, Musical Man, Board JS, Random King, Cesaro NLV, Autumn's Toys, Notorious Ninja, Viper Czar, Zach Bonifer, SDME123, Churr, Arminius, Pennybags Jr., Azile, Cartman Bra. Been doing a raid to Cartman here before too long. Walk the Grid, Bo Reddington, Hop and Stalk, Swim Dodge Vents, Kyung Wei, Lot DS6, Las Vegas Ape. How's it going, Vegas? Ashik Shan in the house, hello. And then me, NashvilleLou, with a Lulu fish. It's a perfect fit. 27 players. If I win, that first place prize goes to second. And this 12th game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides here on Tides Tuesday. NashvilleLou live depth charge. Took out my fish, took out Azile. Early on, we're down to 25. We've got one more Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack to give away. That'll be the first place prize for whatever the last game of the broadcast ends up being. Depth charge takes out Lot DS6. We're down to 22. I've already taken my last break, so we're live, pal, from here for the duration until we do a raid over to Cartman Bra. We're on top of the hour. Cannonball out of nowhere takes out Swim Dodge Vince, Kyung Wei, and Billy XBT. We're down to 19. And again, many thanks to Pop Paragon for providing those Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 packs to give away. Here comes Debo the Shark. Got dealt with real fast. That super spin from Autumn's Toys. But DeBoer JS and Pennybags Jr. are out. We're down to 17. Depth charge. Chucky is out, so is Notorious Ninja. Walk the Grid and Bo Reddington. Big Worm with the Hook took them out. More than half the field is out. We're down to 13. Depth charge. There goes Tree Frog Nada, and we're down to a dozen. Cannonball. Zach Bonifer and Chur are out. So for the remaining fish, got a top 10 finish, but who's going to be the winner? All sorts of commands being used. The hook from Big Worm takes out Cartman Bra. We're down to 9. Depth charge. Ashik Shan and Random King both eliminated. We're down to 7. The hook takes out SDB123 and Autumn's Toys. We're down to 5. Debo. Debo the Shark chomps away, takes out Jess Tony. Into the final 4, Poppinstock, Las Vegas Ape, Viper Czar, and Farmedius. That Bruno fish. Who's going to be the winner? Debo. Up top, Debo the Shark. Poppinstock with that Kylo's going to get away. Farmedius going to hit the teeth, those sharp teeth of Debo. Eliminated. We're down to 3. It's Las Vegas Ape, Poppinstock, and Viper Czar. The final 3. Here comes Pink Felicia. Las Vegas Ape gets zapped, as does Poppinstock. That's going to do it. So congratulations, Viper Czar. Viper Czar victorious. Second win of the broadcast for Viper Czar. So a top 10 finish for Cartman Bra on up. All the way to number 1, and your winner, Viper Czar, victorious. Back open now for our next game of Twitchy Tides! Exclamation mark play. And chat will get you in this next Twitchy Tides game. We'll probably have this game and then one more. I'm not sure if we'll have time for... I don't get too short space time-wise. So it's exclamation mark play to get into this next game of Twitchy Tides. Winner gets a Warsaken camo card, plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball, and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. Be sure to join me next week with Tides Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 0300 UTC. And keep in mind, Tides Tuesday is an all-day event. See the fish continue to fill in that bottom right corner, but I'll pull the slate up to show you that Tides Tuesday lineup we had for today. Start with NFT dealer at 5 a.m. Eastern. And this one might end at 5 a.m. Eastern. We'll see how long Cartman Bra goes. We're doing a raid over to him at top of the hour. So it's exclamation point play. Type that in chat to get in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. We got 16 people into this next game of Twitchy Tides. I'll take the overlay down. I'll join as well with exclamation point play. I'll use the Rainbow Soul the Catfish. It gives us 17. 18 with Cartman Bra. Be a little quicker to get to this one. I think we get this one and one more before that final one for a pack. I'm a little snappy about it. You never know how a given game is going to play out, though. So if you're not in... I don't want to throw anybody's timing off, but sometimes you have to give the people what they expect, but not when they expect it, right? So we got Chur, Musical Man, Walk the Grid, Notorious Ninja, Parmenius, Las Vegas Ape, Tree Frog Nada, Chucky, Bo Reddington, Zach Bonifer, Billy XBT, Random King, Tesaro NLV, Poppinstock, Plantality, SDB123, Swim Dodge Vince, Cartman Bra, and me, NashvilleLou, that Rainbow Soul the Catfish. The winner gets a War-Saking camo card, Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball, an item from the NashvilleLou collection. Master Ace is in to give us 20. But short space time-wise, Autumn's Toys is in to board JS, and as well, Vipers are in. Yeah, I can do an overrun, Cartman Bra. Sure. Yeah, no problem. All right. We do an overrun. 3-hour Monday Night Raw with a 10-minute overrun. That's nice with the live stream. You got some flexibility. All right, so Vipers are in to give us 23 players. If I win, the prize goes to second place. And this next game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Twitchy Tides and Tides Tuesday. Hey, you're welcome, Cartman Bra. Thank you for being part of this. So right away, Tree Frog Nod and Poppinstock are out. Got hit by a big worm, apparently. Down to 21. It's Debo the Shark. Debo. Chomping away. Cesaro NLV and DeBoer JS eliminated. Down to 19. It's the 9 lives command by Rainbow Soul the Catfish. Meanwhile, Big Worm that hook takes out Billy XBT and Autumn's Toys. Down to 17. Depth Charge, Musical Man and Random King both taken out. Down to 15. You're right, Zach, about Robbie on Netflix. They got some latitude with that. They got a lot of positive press out of that first one they did at the Intuit Dome. Out in LA, Vipers are and Chur are out. Down to 13. Smoke bombs, you got Lambos making it rain, and you got Pink Felicia taking out Swim Dodge Vince and Walk the Grid. More than half the field is out. We're down to 11. So much fun with Tides Tuesday. I mean, Twitchy Tides at any time is fun, but this is especially fun. Not so fun for the people taken out there by Debo the Shark, Notorious Ninja, and Bo Reddington are out. So a top 10 finish for the remaining players, but who's going to be the winner? Whoa, big explosion there after that cannonball took out Master A's, Parmenius, and Las Vegas Ape. We started with 23, we're down to 6. That's Pink Felicia. Cartman Bra's out, so is Flantality. Down to the final 4, it's me, SDME, Zach Bonifer, and Chucky. The final 4. Remember, if I win, the prize goes to second place. Depth Charge. Get there in that bottom right corner, hiding out in the coral. Well, as you can camouflage a blinking red. SDB 123 of that Pikachu hits the depth charge, gets taken out. We're down to the final 3. Chucky, Zach Bonifer, and me. I'm out. Depth charge. Zach Bonifer and Chucky, the last 2. Cannonball. That takes out Zach Bonifer. That's going to do it. Congratulations, Chucky. Repping Team No Hands with a victory here in this 13th game of the broadcast. So congratulations, Chucky. Little day with a win. So for Bo Reddington on up, a top 10 finish. At number 1, your winner, Chucky, 0644. Back open for our next game of Twitchy Tides. Exclamation point play in chat to get in. So we'll go a little bit past top of the hour. Carmen Bros asked about 5 or 10 extra minutes. Glad to do it. Whatever our last game of the broadcast ends up being for my part of Tides Tuesday, we'll give away that last Twitchy Tides Series 4.1 pack that's earmarked for this broadcast. I had 3 winners earlier, and we'll have a 4th coming up with those packs. For this game, the prize, a Forsaken camo card, plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball, and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. We've got 12 players in right now for this next game of Twitchy Tide. You can join the list by typing !play in chat. We'll do a quick double check while people continue to get in for this next game. Make sure I've got enough of these Mad Terror Balls. I want to promise something I can't deliver. Appreciate Dutch giving those to me to give away. I should be good, but yeah, I'll be fine. But I want to check. Make sure I really do have 15 in there, not like 6 or something. Already got 16 people in for this next game of Twitchy Tides. !play, get you in. Bring the overlay down. I'll join as well with !play in chat. And this time I'll use the Vape Ape from Las Vegas Ape. So for this game, we're going to have this 14th game of the broadcast. For the winner, prize a Forsaken camo card, plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror Ball, and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. We've got 20 players in. If you want it and you're not in, you should act on it right now, right away, with !play in chat. We got Chucky, Flantality, Cesaro NLV, Yoshinobu, Viper's R, Free Frog Nada, Zach Bonifer, Formidius, RCPA DG, Swim Dodge Vents, Lot DS6, Cartman Bra, Bo Reddington, Autumn's Toys, Churr, Musical Man, Poppinstock, Billy XBT, Master Halo, me, NashvilleLou with the Vape Ape, the Board JS, OP Influencer in the house. Hello. We got 22 players in for this next game. Unmada is in with that Whaley Grayley. Those are hard to come by. Much respect to anybody with one of those Whaley Grayleys. Random King is in as well to give us 24 players. If I win, the prize goes to second place. Game number 14 of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live. We're going a little bit past top of the hour as a cannonball takes out Chucky, takes out my Vape Ape, and Bo Reddington down to 21. We'll do an overrun, then we'll do a raid over to Cartman Bra when he's ready. Up top, Cannonball, Master Halo, Swim Dodge Vince, and DeBoer JS all taken out. Down to 18. The Hook from Big Worm takes out Billy XBT and Autumn's Toys. Now it's Debo the Shark, Zach Bonifer, and Tree Frog Nada. Both eliminated. Those sharp teeth of Debo. Down to 14. Now it's Pink Felicia. Up top, Felicia zaps Viper Czar and Cesaro. So I was trying to get away with that Lambo command to make it rain, but not quite in time. Half the field is out. We're down to a dozen. Debo the Shark chomping away, taking out Lot DS6 and Flantality. So we're down to 10. It's a top 10 finish for everybody still in the game. But who's going to be the winner? Cannonball against Kiyoshinobu, Farmidius, and Musical Man. We're down to 7. Carmen Bras, really good timing on that Lambo command. You got in there just before that Cannonball showed up. Pink Felicia takes out Random King and Carmen Bra. And we're down to 5. Cannonball misses everybody. And for the moment, the 5 remaining players all still in there. It's Tides Tuesday here on NashvilleLou Live, and there's a depth charge. Upper right part of the screen. Motto that Whaley Grayley, can he get past? Just barely. OP Influencer sure hits the depth charge. It also takes out OP. We're down to the final 3. Pop and Stock, RCP ADG, and Unmada, the last 3. Pink Felicia, Pop and Stock is out. We're down to the final 2. It's Unmada and RCP ADG, the last 2. Dr. Doom in a raid. A raid incoming, apparently. The anticipation. We'll see if we'll get a finish. We will right here. Debo takes out Unmada, and it's RCP ADG getting the victory here in this 14th game of the broadcast. Dr. Doom with a raid. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Just a shout out for Dr. D. Many thanks, Dr. Doom, for the raid. Checking some notes over there real fast. So we had top 10 with Kiyoshinobu on up, securing top 10 finishes all the way to number 1, and your winner, RCPADG. We've got an extra 5 or 10 minutes until Hartman brought past top of the hour, said, can you fill about 5 or 10 minutes? Say, no problem. So then we get one more game in before that last game. It'll be exclamation point play. If you don't follow Dr. Doom, please do so. There's the shout out there for Dr. D. So it's exclamation mark play to get in for this next game. For a minute, got 16 people. I tell you, people around the clock are looking to play Twitchy Tides. That Lulu fish up there, it's gonna my go-to. My unofficial mascot. I'm Lou. That's Lulu. Let's get the purple. That's a cool command name with Dream. It's a winner. With that in mind, I'll bring the overlay down. Type exclamation mark play. Got Lulu in the third spot in my Twitchy team. So I'll put the number 3 after it to bring in Lulu. So for this next game, prize a Warsaken camo card, plus a Mobs of Terror Mad Terror ball, and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. So we should have this game and then that last one before we do the raid over to Carmen Bra. A little bit tighter time-wise. Extra games. Hard to go wrong with extra games when they're fun like this. So the list of participants, if you're not in for this one, get in quick with exclamation point play in chat. Got Viper Czar, Tree Frog Nada, CMC Ski, Notorious Ninja, Walk the Grid, Chucky, Chur, OP Influencer, Dr. Doom, Kiyoshi Nobu, Plantality, Poppinstock, Billy XBT, Cesaro NLV, Zach Bonifer, Parmenius, me, NashvilleLou with a Lulu Fish, Swim Dodge Vince, Cartman Bra, Random King, DeBoer JS, SDB123, 22 players. If I win, prize goes to second place. This 15th game of the broadcast begins now. Good luck. 22 players in for this game. So we'll have this and then one more before we do the raid over to Cartman Bra. Unless we need to fill a little bit more time, in which case we can adapt. But that's what I had planned. So Billy XBT and Farmedius are out early. We're down to 20. Cartman Bra, Cesaro NLV, and Random King all out. We're down to 17. That ghost command from Dr. Doom sent the Fish Hook and Big Worm back in the other direction. At least for now. Depth Charge takes out Notorious Ninja. Down to 16. I'm going to use my Dream command. That Lulu Fish. Comes Debo the Shark. CMC Ski and Vipers are both out. We're down to 14. That's Dream. That flipped him. Flipped him for real. Hey, you're welcome, Dr. Doom. Thank you for the raid. This game is so much fun for being a pretty straightforward, okay, it's fish in a bowl trying to survive. But you never get the same game twice. As Debo, those sharp teeth taking out Chur and Zach Bonifer, and we're down to a dozen. We got this game, we'll have one more after, and that last game's going to have that pack on the line. The hook from Big Worm takes out DeBoer JS and Walk the Grid. So it's a top 10 finish for everybody still in there. But who's going to be the winner? I'm going to use that Dream command again. That Lulu Fish. Up top, Pink Felicia zaps Dr. D. Dr. Doom and Chucky are out. Now I'll flip around Felicia. I don't think she can zap anybody else this pass through. She already hit her max. Which I've got capped at 2 for all the enemies except the cannonball, which is 3. And that's something you can customize as a streamer. I love the way you can customize things in this game. Cannonball takes out SDME, we're down to 7. The hook from Big Worm takes out my Lulu Fish. We're down to 6. OP Influencer with that hide command, that turtle. Consumer break turtle. Gonna turtle up, literally. Cannonball up top takes out Poppinstock and OP Influencer and Kiyoshi Nobu. So we're down to 3. Swim Dodge Vince, Tree Frog Nada, and Flantality. The final 3. The hook from Big Worm takes out Tree Frog Nada. We're down to 2. Swim Dodge Vince and Flantality. The PD Fish against Socko. Socko with that boost command from Flantality took out Pink Felicia before she even fully appear on screen. Now working the low road. It's Debo the Shark. Debo misses both remaining players. Cannonball. It's going to take out Swim Dodge Vince, and that's the game. So congratulations, Flantality. Victorious here in this 15th game of the broadcast. All right, so for Dr. Doom on up, top 10 finish, all the way up to number 1, and your winner, Flantality. All right, open for what I believe will be the last game of the broadcast for me. Exclamation point play in chat. So for this last game, the prize will be a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. So great to hear that, Carmen. So Carmen says, yeah, I'll be ready when this is done. Thank you, CMC. Thank you for watching and for playing. Thanks everybody. Greatly appreciate it. I love Tides Tuesday. And it wouldn't be possible without you. So many thanks. Twitchy Tides outdraws every game I've ever streamed. Not counting like live sports broadcast, like here on Twitch. And think how early we still are in this. Just wait until more and more people, particularly here on Twitch, learn what a draw this game can be and how they can make it their own and have so much fun with it. All right, 20 players in. Remember, for the winner of the prize for this game, the Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack, plus an item from the NashvilleLou collection. All right, let's bring the overlay down. Got 20 players in. I'll join as well with exclamation point play. I'll use the Vape Ape here for this last game of the broadcast. So if you want in and you're not in yet, you should do so right now by typing exclamation mark play in chat and then hit enter. Sure do that. All right, we got Notorious Ninja, Viper's R, Walk the Grid, CMC Ski, Kiyoshi Nobu, OP Influencer, Autumn's Toys, I am JR 000, Flantality, Arminius, Pop and Stalk, Swim Dodge Vince, The Board JS, Bo Reddington, Cartman Bra, Tesaro NLV, Zach Bonifer, Tree Frog Nada, Sure, Dr. Doom, and me, NashvilleLou, the Vape Ape. The 21 players. Winner gets that Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack and an item from the NashvilleLou collection. Parrots in to give us 22. SDB123 is in to give us 23. If I happen to win, prize goes to second place. th and final game of this broadcast begins now. Good luck. Remember, after this, we'll be doing a raid over to Cartman Bra as Tides Tuesday continues. I'm going to use that banana command with my Vape Ape. Flung up there in that top right corner. So Pink Felicia coming in left to right, bottom part of the screen, takes out DeBoard JS and Sure. Something happened there in the in that smoke cloud there. Now it's Debo the Shark. Upper part, one left to right, taking out Cesaro NLV and Bo Reddington. We're down to 19. That Whaley Grayley for IMJR. Spin it around. OP Influencer is out. We're down to 18. Make that 17. Flantality eliminated. Remember, a pack is on the line for the winner. Cannonball. That cannonball takes out Cartman Bra and Swim Dodge Vince. We're down to 15. Pink Felicia. Going right to left, zaps Walk the Grid and Pop and Stalk. Down to 13. I'll be sending out the prizes shortly after the conclusion of the broadcast. They'll be sent out in the order they were won, so be on the lookout for that coming up after the broadcast. Cannonball. That eliminates Tree Frog, Nada, and Farmenius. We're down to 10, so for the remaining players, you got a top 10 finish. But who's going to be the winner? I'm going to play a banana again. In the direction of that cannonball, it somehow missed everybody. Now it's Pink Felicia up top. Zapped me, zapped Esty and me. We're down to 8. One of these 8 players is going to win a Twitchy Tide Series 4.1 pack, but who's it going to be? Pink Felicia going down Broadway right to left. Zaps Autumn's Toys. Along with IMJR, we're down to 6. Dr. Doom with that mood command. Slowing things down a moment. Super slow motion. Depth Charge takes out Viper Czar. We're down to 5. Depth Charge. Upper left part of that Twitchy Tide sign. That's going to blast CMC Ski. We're down to the final 4. It's Kiyoshi Nobu, Notorious Ninja, Dr. Doom, and Parrot. The final 4. Who's going to win the pack? Big Worm with a hook. Kiyoshi Nobu, that Fin Guard. That sends Big Worm packing, at least for the short term. Cannonball. It's Parrot. Got sent back in the other direction, but the damage done. We're down to 3. Kiyoshi Nobu, Dr. Doom, and Notorious Ninja. These 3 players is about to win a pack. Who's it going to be? Debo chomps away, takes out Kiyoshi Nobu, and we're down to 2. It's Dr. Doom and Notorious Ninja. Pink Felicia takes out Dr. Doom, and that's the game. So congratulations, Notorious Ninja. Second win of the broadcast, and this one with a pack on the line. All right. All right, Carbon Bra is live. Make sure I do the right thing as far as the raid goes. After the one time I botched the raid over to Flaw, I've been very gun shy as far as not sending it to the wrong place. I already got it saved here from before, so that's easy enough to copy over my notes. And we'll have that. I will show you the top 10 finishers here from this last game, lest I overlook that part of it. All right. Conveniently enough, it's me with the 10 spot, all the way up to number 1, and the winner there, Notorious Ninja. So hang tight with me. We'll do a raid over here to Cartman Bra in just a moment. Do a sig out first, so I have a cut point for VOD. That's going to do it for this broadcast of NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. Thanks for watching. See you next time. And join me for this raid right now over to Cartman Bra. It's Tides Tuesday continues.